A new storm is beginning to mature in the northwestern US and is poised to bring a dramatic cool down and an uptick in severe weather. Meanwhile, we may see our first tropical storm or even two within the next week, messing with our whole pattern and giving rise to a northeastern heat wave. I am here to give you the update on this new and crazy weather, so here are the timestamps so you know exactly what you need to know. Now, I know a lot of us down here in the Southwest have been dealing with a lot of heat, but how much longer will it really last? Well, this huge dip in the jet stream should bring down much colder air from the Gulf of Alaska all the way down to the Southern California as we move through midweek next week. Our 110s will probably barely climb above the triple-digit mark by Wednesday, and we should progressively climb down from north to south closer to average in some spots, but likely below average the further north you get. This is good news for the Rockies and the West Coast, but could spell trouble for the central and northern plains, as an area of higher pressure over the southern and eastern US funnels tons of heat and moisture up into the northern plains. The colder air over the west is likely to clash with our warmer air to the east, and I expect rounds of storms with wind and hail and tornadoes all across the northern plains, generally above the Kansas-Nebraska border, where you get to the northern side of that higher pressure. With the magnitude of this trough of colder air out west, I think we could see one of these days produce a greater significant severe weather threat, and the Storm Prediction Center has seen this with the Day 5 slight risk from Minnesota and the Dakotas. I expect that these rounds of severe weather will continue into the foreseeable future, given we maintain this jet stream flow through the northern half of the US. But a new predictability issue will be arising down south in the tropics this week. So we have two areas of potential tropical development as of the recording of this video on Thursday. The first I want to talk about briefly is Invest 90L off the coast of the southeastern US. Earlier this week, this system unfortunately brought literal feet of rain to parts of the southern Florida peninsula, even though these places from Gainesville all the way down to Miami had been dealing with some drought. Streets in many of these cities had been completely flooded in feet of water, doing tons of damage. Now, as for the future of 90L, a trough should be picking it up as soon as today, and it shouldn't develop into anything too much more significant for North America. However, right now my interest lies further south down in the Bay of Campeche, this area of water between mainland Mexico and the Yucatan Peninsula. Notice how the winds in the Pacific Ocean here are coming out of the west, while in the Caribbean the winds are easterly. This will help pool moisture and spin in the atmosphere in the Bay of Campeche region and increase the odds of tighter tropical development by about Tuesday. The National Hurricane Center places these odds at about a 50-50 chance for tropical depression formation, and most model guidance agrees that a storm could form here. No matter where this system goes, northeastern Mexico and parts of Central America are going to see a huge increase in precipitation, which is crucial for the ongoing drought. But the real question is, will the US see impacts? Well, as always, there are nuances to that answer, but the general idea is that a large ridge over the eastern US should build back to the west by midweek, and whatever forms way down here should probably stay way down here. However, some of the moisture from this activity could make it up to southern Texas from about the Houston area and points south. We are going to see some wildly variable rainfall totals down here, but the best range that I can give you is a broad 2 to 8 inches, with better chances for the higher amounts further south toward Corpus Christi and Brownsville and McAllen. And that's the tropical update. But hold on. But the general idea
is that a large ridge over the eastern US.
So yeah, we have a large ridge forecasted over the eastern US. But exactly how large and intense are we talking, and when will it really kick up the heat? Well, that west coast ridging pattern we talked about last video is getting ready to shift all the way to the east coast by Tuesday, and it should amplify into a rare strength and stick around until at least next weekend. This is going to bring our temperatures up way above average this week, and some inland spots may break 100 in the mid-Atlantic and New England. While the actual temperatures shouldn't be quite as hot as what we saw in the southwestern US this past week, humidity will be much higher in the northeast, leading to almost record-breaking heat indices. Yeah, this is a rare pattern for the northeast, and some temperatures records may be broken out here. It has been quite cool for a while out here, but now it is time to hit the beaches or stay indoors and keep hydrated. But with that said, I'd love to know where you all are coming from, so please comment that down below, and I appreciate you for watching. Go watch this video if you want to see just how crazy some of these tropical systems can be. Take care.